فرنسا تعود للاتحاد الأوروبي بعد 10 سنوات لرئاسة الاتحاد الأوروبي في ظل انتشار جائحة هزت العالم كله، والعديد من القضايا اللي بتعاني منها أوروبا، منها الهجرة الداخلية، منها الأزمات الاقتصادية، منها مشاكل العمل. إزاي الاتحاد الأوروبي بيقدر يتعامل في هذه القضايا، وخصوصا قضية هامة زي قضية الهجرة، خاصة أن هذه القضية من القضايا المهمة في الملف المصري، ومصر بتعتبر بلد معبر ومصدرة للهجرة ومستقبلة للهجرة.
When you look at the development of the crisis and the response to this crisis, you will see a very strong European Union involvement, I mean as union. It started already in May 2020 by launching a conference or inviting people to a conference that was meant to collect money, to get money together to develop a vaccine. Because the assessment at the time was the only way of dealing with this, with Corona is to have vaccines. So we managed, together with the G20 group and some international organizations like some US organizations, together 16 billion euros for the development, the research into vaccine. Then a few months later, we also agreed with pharmaceutical companies not only to make use of this development or to make use of this research and to develop and produce the vaccine. So we agreed, we signed contracts with big international pharmaceutical companies to help to produce the vaccine. The next step was to make sure that this vaccine is being then used both in Europe but also outside Europe. And we have always made the point that the whole world has to benefit from this development. So when you look at the figures at the moment, this is only on vaccines. We have used inside the European Union a little bit more than 1 billion shots. But we have exported from the European Union 1.4 billion shots. Some of them on a commercial basis, some of them on the basis of donations. So Egypt also has received via COVAX, which is this international coordination mechanism, but also bilaterally from the EU and from the individual member states of the European Union has received vaccine. Maybe a last point on vaccine, we also support Egypt's wish or efforts to become a hub of production for vaccines. So we have a mission, an expert mission in Cairo at the moment, who talk to the various government institutions and companies to develop this idea further, and then we will see what the outcome of this expert mission will be. The second question that you had regarding Corona was how do we deal with the impact on the economy. So again, very early, the European Union came up with a big investment program, and the investment program has different elements. One was that the European Central Bank started buying up private and public securities worth about €1 billion. You had then the European Investment Bank drawing up programs to support small and medium-sized enterprises. When there was a lockdown and people didn't travel anymore, the issue was how can airlines maintain their landing rights at airports, because the rule says if you don't use your landing right permanently, you lose the landing rights. So the European Union issued legislation that airlines would not lose their landing rights just because they couldn't fly because of Corona, to make sure that trade will flow freely within the EU, but also with our neighbors, including with Egypt. And interesting enough, when you look at the statistics, the trade between the EU and in Egypt, at least in 2021, increased compared to the previous year, 2020. So we have a much higher trade volume now than we had a year and a half ago. So that's, I think, this part because of these efforts to keep borders open and to keep trade going. But we don't want to limit this to our own countries. So we have very early said we're not alone here in the world. So we need to help also other countries, and we have set a program or programs to support other countries.